Senator Hirono.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, you are the chief of the Forest Service. Aren't you supposed to be fighting for the Forest Service? Yes or no?
Mr. Chairman, Senator Hirono, I fight for the Forest Service every day.
Good. But meanwhile, you had, I'm listening to my colleagues talking about how you're zeroing out research, and there are all kinds of programmatic cuts that is happening within the Forest Service, and I don't see you fighting for them except to say, oh, well, we're partnering. Okay, let me get to my questions. The Institute of Pacific Island Forestry in Hilo, Hawaii is on the Forest Service's list of research and development facilities slated for closure. This institute services 7 jurisdictions that cover an area as large as the continental U.S. Were you aware of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And has laboratory space and equipment found nowhere else in the Pacific region. Were you aware of that?
Yes, ma'am.
So while USDA claims that these closures are an effort to move leadership closer to the forests and communities it serves, this institute is already located in the very communities that it serves. Are you aware of that?
Yes, ma'am.
So people back home are very concerned about this announcement, and I have yet to hear from anyone who thinks it's a good idea. So during a briefing that Chris French, your associate chief, hosted with my staff 6 weeks ago, he stated that closing the facility is strictly a business decision and that its deferred maintenance needs are more than $17 million. I would like to have information from you specifically justifying how you got this $17 million, because I would dispute that amount as what is necessary for deferred maintenance. Can you get me that information?
Mr. Chairman, Senator Hirono, I've got some information here today to share with you.
So I have repeatedly requested this information about the $17 million, and so far I have not been provided any details to support that figure. So you are sitting here telling me that you will get me that by the end of today?
I will give it to you right now. Yes, ma'am.
Good, thank you.
So that $17 million is the
No, excuse me, you can give me that and I can look at it.
Okay.
Okay, you don't have to justify right at the moment, although it's, okay. So, no one that I talk with who has any familiarity with the facility, which you have familiarity with what the area is covered, et cetera, understands what you are doing with closing this facility. So now I'm told that this is a business decision. So I would like to make sure that it really is a business decision, that you are zeroing out the funding, that you're closing this facility. So another question I have, you note that the people who are currently at the Forest Service at this institute will not be forced to relocate outside of Hawaii. Can you assure me of that?
Mr. Chairman, Senator Hirono, yes, that is true.
Okay. And when reminded that the Institute is authorized in law, the Forest Service has reassured us that you will carry out your congressional mandate it's under the law. Yet, because you're zeroing out the research and development budget and the facility is slated for closure, how can you carry out the mandate?
Mr. Chairman, Senator Hirono, so that facility currently is one that we're just looking at. We have not made a determination to close that facility. That is being evaluated as are all of the R&D.
Well, that is, okay. I'm running out of time. I have a very important another question to ask you. We're told that you're planning to close the facility, so if that's not happening, well, you need to give me that information. So on Friday, Congress received a letter from Secretary Rollins, which the Secretary characterized as fulfilling congressional reporting requirements to study the suitability and feasibility of establishing a national forest in Hawaii. This is a report that requires you to engage in some kind of analysis. All we get is a letter with your conclusion. Does the report exist?
Yes, ma'am.
Why isn't it attached to the letter that you sent us?
So we will provide you that report.
Why was it not attached to the letter justifying your conclusions?
Mr. Chairman, Senator, I don't know. I did not send that letter, but we will provide
Does
you.
it not make sense to you that we should have gotten that report with the letter?
I will provide you that report.
You know, Mr. Chairman, I would think that when Congress asks for a report, it accepts a report, not just a letter saying, oh, guess what? We did the study, which took 3 years, but there's no report that justifies their conclusions that there is no need for a national forest in Hawaii. This is not acceptable. Mr. Chairman, do you consider this to be acceptable, that we are not given a report that we requested, and the chief sits there and says he will hand us the report? Why wasn't it there with the study? So that I don't have to use up my time asking him for a report that should have been attached to a letter.
And
Mr.
speaking
Chairman?
of your time's expired. I'm sure he will get you any report that you.
I hope that I'm making
available.
myself very clear that, you know, that this is a regime that continuously does this. Either the people who testify do not have the information that they know we're going to ask for,
He said he'll give you
or
the
they
report.
make us use up our time. Thank you very much, but it should have happened before. I did not need to use 5 minutes of my time only to be told, oh, you have it.